for any young people, right, who haven't been to the Agbayani village, I mean, we'll take a few minutes in a little bit to talk about what's going on tomorrow, but there's going to be a number of historic tours happening tomorrow morning, and among the places that we will visit will be the Agbayani village. But do you have other questions? We have a few more minutes left, and I'd really like to hear from other folks here. Remember, please introduce yourself.
So, Mitza Hernandez. I know that you're trying to bring awareness culturally, historically. How do you personally feel with what you have accomplished so far?
Come on, Jesse.
Oh, me. You go ahead. I'm surprised, and really I'm grateful. The support that we've gotten for the book, right? So we had done a funding campaign, and we had gotten money to do, excuse me, enough money to do the first 4 books of a Filipino-American history series for children, for students, their families, and teachers. And so we got enough money to do that. Larry Itliong is the first person that we decided to write about. And so, you know, many times in my career, definitely in Dawn's, we have been told there is no audience for what we want to do. Nobody wants these stories. There's no money in these stories. And so when I think about accomplishment or success, to me, it was that faith. Oh my gosh, it was that faith, like, this is going to work out. You know, we're spending so much time, we're investing, we're putting faith in our community that we're going to pull through. We can tell this story, that we can go around and do this kind of work of healing, of talking about the beauty of our children and ourselves, talking about the stories and the heartache, but the hope and the enlightenment and the movement of asking for what you need as a community and getting your needs getting taken care of. And so, excuse me, I am so grateful for that support to be able to do this. I really do feel like very lucky that I'm able to work with some of the most amazing artists and writers in our community today. For instance, there's an illustrator here. I don't know if he wants me to point him out, but we're working together on another book. And we're working together on a book about Don Mabalon. And Ricky Nirva is here. Sorry, Ricky. And he is a wonderfully humble human being, but has worked and done so many amazing things. You will definitely know his work at Pixar, and if you want to talk to him and know more about it, I don't want to put him on the spot, but just a little bit. But if you've ever watched Up, you can ask him about his creations in Up, Monsters, Inc., and being the illustrator of a golden, and Nemo too. Ask him about Nemo. But so I feel very grateful that I get to work with people like Ricky Nirva and Dr. Allison Tintianco Cabales, who was writing about Dawn also, and she introduced ethnic studies into San Francisco Unified School District. I'm also working with poet Patrick Rizal, and he is a visiting professor at Princeton right now, and he's a full-fledged tenured professor over at Rutgers Camden. And, you know, I get to talk with these people and talk about their lens and their creation in art, of all things, of art, right? And so those accomplishments, I just feel grateful. It's just another day of pushing a narrative and creation with a community and friends and people that I enjoy. And I really wish that, you know, when you guys leave here, younger people, younger students, that you find your tribe and you're able to do these same things, that you recreate them, and that you're inspired to do this. I was inspired to do the publishing house because an older, a Manang Pinay had done this, and I had to watch and see that for myself. So I hope that when you hear these stories, when we talk about how to support these stories in our Filipino American history, in our own community, and our healing, that you go out there and you find the best place for you in that healing and how to promote it between each other and in solidarity with other cultures and communities.
Others, we have a few more minutes for questions right here. Remember, please introduce yourselves so we know who you are.
My name is Juan Branda, and you stated, don't ask, get forgotten. Why wouldn't you guys ask for family passed down information onto you guys talking about? Can you hear me, sir?
Oh, wait, say that again?
You stated, don't ask, gets forgotten. Why wouldn't you guys ask your family members about information? Or why were you guys, weren't into it, information about it, like about your heritage and the history?
Oh, how Dawn and my family,
Basically, everybody in Stockton.
like we didn't know our history either, and we didn't know. You know, I don't know if it's a cultural thing. I think it is a cultural thing. We just don't tell. Like, you know how many things that your parents have kept hidden from you, and you don't know? I think a really good story about this is my own mother. Oh my goodness. So she's losing her memory. Dawn texts me in May of last year, and she says, Gail, is your mom Carmen Romasanta? I was like, yeah. She was like, I found a letter she wrote to Cesar Chavez in the UFW archives, because she was at Wayne State University. So she sends me and she texts me this letter that my mom had written to Cesar Chavez. Our whole entire life, we thought my mom was a homemaker. And I won't even tell you how old I am, but how many decades did we think that my mom was a homemaker? As it turns out, my mom was a doctor who worked under Andy Imitan at Bayanihan House and was the doctor of the farm workers. My parents never told us that. We knew she worked at Planned Parenthood at some point, but we never knew that she was a practicing doctor. Our whole time here in the United States, we thought she was a homemaker. And sometimes she'd work in doctor's office and do like administration or something.
We knew she was a doctor.
Right, we knew she was a doctor in the Philippines, but we never knew she was a doctor here. And we never knew that she was part of, when we lived in Little Manila, that she was really part of that history. And in a box somewhere are letters that she wrote and petitions that she had the farm workers sign and campaigns that she was on with Bayanihan House. So if this happened to me, I'm sure this happened to many of you in this audience, right?
Well, I would just say for the students who are in the room, at least my students in my California history class, this is why we do an oral history project, a family history project, and you get a chance to talk to your elders and learn about those silenced pasts and find out what's happening in your family and how it connects with these larger forces that have shaped the history of this country.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they don't tell us anything. I don't.
Maybe because we're not, the younger folks aren't asking, right? Yeah.
It never crossed their mind.